Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm Kerdisha St. Louis. Coming up, President of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, hands over 300 petrocasas to the government of Dominica to provide for victims of Tropical Storm Erika, and Dominica's International Efforts Relief Coordinator, Baroness Patricia Scotland, tours West Coast communities affected by Tropical Storm Erika. Details of our headline stories and more after this. Thanks for staying with us. President of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, officially handed over 300 petrocasas to the government of Dominica on Wednesday. The official pronouncement was made during a ceremony at the Douglas Charles Airport.
Hemos venido con la palabra y la acción más importante de nuestra patria, de nuestra herencia de Bolívar. Hemos venido con nuestra mano solidaria, con nuestro abrazo de apoyo, a acompañar a Dominica en estos momentos de dificultades.
We have come here with our words, with our actions, on behalf of our homeland, on behalf of Bolivar. We have come here in solidarity to give a hand of support and solidarity to our sister Dominica.
La hermandad y la amistad se prueba en la vida, sobre todo cuando hay obstáculos, cuando hay dificultades que enfrentar.
Brotherhood and friendship are both proven when we go through difficult times, and such is the case today in the Commonwealth of Dominica.
Y yo le digo al presidente, al primer ministro de la Mancomunidad de Dominica, y le digo a nuestro hermano pueblo de Dominica, cuente con todo el apoyo del pueblo de Venezuela, de los pueblos del ALBA y de los gobiernos de Petrocaribe.
And I want to convey to you, Mr. President, to the Prime Minister, and to the people of the Commonwealth of Dominica, that you can count with all the support of the Venezuelan government and people.
The donation by the Venezuelan government will help alleviate the plight of hundreds of nationals who lost houses during the passage of the August 27th storm.
Our country was impacted upon on 27th of August 2015. But we are not daunted by the task. We have reinforced our commitment and dedication to our country. And I'm saying to all of us that Dominica shall rise again to a country of prosperity. Because we are comforted by the fact that in our effort to rebuild our country and to restore the hope in our people, that we are not alone in this struggle. That we have friends far and near who are prepared to work with us, hold our hands, and to say to us, we shall work with you as you seek to rebuild your country and restore hope and confidence in your people. And this is why President Maduro is here today, to demonstrate and to indicate that fact to us in Dominica.
GIS will bring you a full report on Thursday. Dominica's International Efforts Relief Coordinator, Baroness Patricia Scotland, has seen firsthand the impact of Tropical Storm Erika. GIS News accompanied Baroness Scotland on a tour of the West Coast communities over the weekend and witnessed her interaction with those impacted by the August 27th weather system.
I was sleeping and when I hear the noise, I look through the window and I see the water coming down through the window. And I wake up my girlfriend, the kids, wake them up and tell them, let's get out from the river. The river was not a person was passing there. This morning it's passing, so let's get out of it.
How many children? We had 5 outside and
3 children in there. And we had 4, and we had 4 sleeping in the
7
room house. Yeah, so when we wake them up, we go in the two other houses and wake up the boys. We wake them up, knock the house and wake them up, tell them, let's get out of there because look water passing through, on the road. So then we go higher ground by my friend up there and it's upstairs. So as soon as I put them there, then I run back to see if I can take out the transport, my transport from there. But when I reached the water had it moving already, so I had to just close back the door and then climb the wall because I couldn't go through there. So too much water. Climb the wall until I reached in the house over there where my kids were. So from there, while we are on the porch, a lot of water going down, the river start going down, and then we see the houses that the children was. You can see the houses going down, floating and going down, and the transport between them going together with them. And all we start to do is just start to cry because we never see that before. First time, and the way the water rising up, coming up, we just make up our mind.
Everything's gone.
Yeah, everything's gone, and maybe we might lose our lives, so we just start crying and praying to God at the same time.
The thing is, God saved you, the children, and the girlfriend. So.
Yes, and I praise Him for that. I thank Him for that. For saving me and my children, my girlfriend. Thank Him the Lord for that, for life. So a lot of Dominicans, even people from abroad, keep calling and sending food. You know, a lot of friends calling me and sending little package for me. And all over Dominica, people have been coming, bringing food for us when we couldn't cook because our stove, still and everything had gone, you know, the entire village. So it was nice of the people from the other villages to bring food and water for us. I appreciate that.
The affected communities continue to receive assistance from the international community. A U.S.-based disaster response and non-profit organization is aiding in the cleanup of communities along the West Coast.
So we have been here since September 8th. Our organization is All Hands Volunteers. We're an international U.S.-based disaster response nonprofit. The relief we provide is hands-on, boots on the ground. So we have a bunch of volunteers here with shovels, wheelbarrows, getting to the places where the machinery can't.
And what differences have you seen in the days and times since you've been here? What do you want to achieve?
Well, work is slow, where you can only move as fast as people can go. But we are able to get a significant amount done clearing out houses and basements.
Well, I know the people here in Kerdisha are incredibly grateful to you and your colleagues, not only for being here and giving them moral support, but also for the physical hard work that you're all putting in to make a difference. So on behalf of the people of Dominica and Dominican diaspora all over the world, thank you very much.
Absolutely, thank you.
In other news, the Ministry of Agriculture has a plan to double the production of farmers to ensure the food security of the country post the tropical storm Erika. On Tuesday, GIS News spoke with Director of Agriculture Ricky Brumant, who revealed that the agriculture industry has suffered an estimated loss of $109 million due to the August 27th storm. He says all subsectors were affected and several farmers have lost all of their investments. However, the director says the ministry has a plan to have farmers whose farms are still intact double their efforts in producing particularly shorter-term crops to ensure the food security of the country.
Being able to bounce back is important. One of the important things for us in this country is the need to eat. And so we need to get food out of our farms as quick as possible. And so the Ministry of Agriculture is engaging in the short term to put farmers back on their farms and looking at some crops that would give us results in the quick term. In the short term. And so we are working with FAO to assist us in this regard, that we can put in some quick interventions on farm to ensure that we will have food on our tables in the next 3 to 6 months as well. So we will look at vegetables as a quick crop to put in. We will look at sweet potato as a very quick crop to put in. We will look at white potatoes. This is the season now, so we will double our efforts in white potatoes, polarize our own actions, meaning we will do in the north and the south to ensure that we do much more than we did the last year.
Damage to feeder roads has also made it difficult to access farms in order to move produce. The Ministry of Agriculture has plans to assist farmers in this regard, as well as to assist those who will be called upon to produce more.
There are farms that were not severely damaged by Erika. So as long as we're able to put in increased soil nutrients, because we will well appreciate that leaching and washing away of nutrients is severely impacted as well. So as long as we can do that, we believe in the short term farmers will be able to bounce back to put food on our tables. And the ministry is leading off in this regard.
Meantime, the Director of Agriculture says that projects in the pipeline for the agriculture sector will not be put on hold. He says the tropical storm Erika has merely been an impediment, but the Ministry of Agriculture will move ahead with planned projects.
What has happened, though, is Erika is doing business post-Erika is essentially different from doing business pre-Erika. And so getting back to the drawing board and being more strategic in our outlook is what is important at this time. But the Ministry of Agriculture will continue to support farmers, will continue to ensure that projects are put in place to further develop the sector and to bring to this country, to the country, what it is that people desire of the agricultural sector. Erika is brought certain impediments, but strategically thinking, Ministry of Agriculture, the Division of Agriculture will ensure that our business, the way we do business, will make farmers essentially more resilient and make the sector more resilient, understanding our vulnerability to events like Erika.
You're watching National Focus. When we return, more survivors of Tropical Storm Erika tell their stories. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Ministry of Health is advising the general public to practice proper health habits. The call comes from Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Helen Roy, as the ministry seeks to bring the health sector to a state of normalcy following the passage of Tropical Storm Erika. She says the ministry's primary focus is on preventing further health complications.
We know that we had a disaster, we know we had floods, we know that there's a possibility of increased vectors that can cause diseases. We know that the importance of water sanitation because our water systems were affected. We know that even some places still do not have pipe-borne water, and the importance of boiling your water or purifying your water to drink. And these are the things that we want to drive home, that persons now take responsibility for your health, while the Ministry of Health will support you at the district level and even at the hospital. Our current plan is that of prevention, ensuring that persons practice proper health habits, making sure that your food is well taken care of, making sure that you take care of your garbage at home, making sure that if you're not feeling well and you have any symptoms of maybe a child not feeling well, having a first bout of vomiting, simple things like going to your nurse, getting the oral rehydration salt. Do not allow your child to get dehydrated to the point where when the child reaches to a health facility or to the hospital, it is already too late.
A secondary approach is to promptly identify illnesses and treat them.
We would ensure that if the person, although we have spoken, although we have done what you have to do on the primary health care level, if persons end up being sick and they are referred to the hospital, we would ensure that we take proactive steps in both identifying quickly what is wrong with the person and then the treatment of the persons.
GIS News continues to bring you the stories of those who survived the ravages of Tropical Storm Erika. The storm left in its wake a loss of lives and property and significant infrastructural damage. Tonight, Matthias Daru and Lawrence Fountain from Petite Savane speak to GIS News about their experiences on the morning of August 27th.
What I could remember is this. The devastation started, the rain started falling from about 4:30 or so in the morning, and then the river started raging, going up. So I was living in a little shack at the back of my sister's home, this gentleman and I. And then when the river started raging and shaking all about, my sister, my nephew, my niece came along and they told me, come out from where I am. I'm not safe there. So we went at the front by her, in her yard, and then we stayed there and looking at the other side of where we are living. Where we are living is Daru, called Daru, and there's another area in the very same village called Ravinshal. We stood there and we saw so many people on the other side standing and looking at the disasters happening and things. I lost how many of my cousins? About 7. It was 7 of my cousins. My first cousins, their children, their husband, and my other cousin, her husband, and a couple of her children, and then some others in particular, but most of the family who lost their lives were my family. Well, what I mostly miss is just being back at my home, but all in all, it's not safe that we go back in there. So that's the only thing I am saying I'm missing, and plus my family that lost their lives. I'm thinking of them, remembering them, you know. So it was a very sad moment for me. Dr. Daru, he came in to patronize us, to speak to us, encourage us, and whatever, and said that, okay, well, by all means we have to evacuate, but in order that there's some way, either one or the other, he has to do something to get some place which is appropriate, to suitable enough to put us in.
And one time I stand up in his door to watch, because his door is facing the riverside direction. I stand up and watch water going. The river getting swelled up higher and higher, and I could hear big stones rolling down, and I could see both short and long logs of wood going down the river together with the stones. And after it, and quite after a while, after, as the saying goes, after a storm comes a calm, then after quite a while, everything ceased. But the place was devastated before it ceased. Many houses went down. A few of my relatives got covered at their homes on landslides.
And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is up next with the Creole highlights.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, ministre santé bien concerné bagaille qui concerne bon standard, sinon court temps Erika qui passe. Parole celle-là sortie de permanent secrétaire ministre santé Helen Roy.
Nous savons que 3 semaines qui passent, nous tenons storm Erika, nous savons devastation qui nous tenons because of Erika, et puis aussi nous avons flood, et puis nous savons ces bagailles ça malgré nous ça ni point ces bagailles infrastructure c'est chimé qui dévalser bagailles comme ça, mais nous savons toutes ces bagailles ça même yo ka créer problème pour santé, et puis nous voulons continuer parler pour tout le monde Dominique pour yo comprendre qui sont bagailles qui bien grave, parce que là on bagaille qu'on disaster qui c'est nom qui fait qui c'est natural disaster yo même ka venir puis même problème yo, et pour ça bagaille destruction qu'on bagaille de l'eau bagaille comme ça, nous ça comprendre ces problèmes de wasco, mais ça pas un problème de wasco, parce que si vous prenez de l'eau ça bagaille qu'on santé ou pas ça faire bonne santé la case, ou pas ça laver la main, ou les enfants aller en toilette yo malgré nous que dit yo ni pour laver la main yo bagaille comme ça, mais si vous prenez de l'eau ça fait bien difficile pour faire ces bagailles ça.
Oui, aussi bien concerné epigastroenteritis.
Nous savons ces bagailles ça yo même yo ka mine maladie, parce que gastroenteritis ça c'est maladie là ou quoi vomir, quoi passer popo quoi passer de l'eau, bagay comme ça ou animal ventre la fièvre, bagay comme ça. Ça magwe nous ka comprendre les check passer pour bagay grave, mais si enfants petits enfants ben grand monde qui l'âge si yo tapé et puis yo déjà ni d'autres problèmes, ça fait yo juste mort son bagay nous pour point bien grave qui especially place qui pas ni de l'eau pour yo assurer que le monde pas kan point de l'eau n'importe côté dans des portes source c'est ça nous savent que café là ou pas ni pipe là caso et ben pipe en chimie croisé so quoi point de l'eau n'importe côté mais ça ni problème parce que si ou point de l'eau et puis pas bien bouilli et puis on y boy ou ça tape gaz surtout ou ça malade.
En autre nouvelle, même parlement pour la plaine, honorable Peter Saint-Jean, qui a fait parole qui on zipline qui bâti, ça c'est un câble pour transporter produits bagailles qui faciliter mon délice et puis voyage ailleurs, ainsi on pont en délice qui a bâti. Projet ça l'a venu autant nécessaire depuis court temps Erika qui détruit pont ça là.
Pendant nous avons fait tout envahir ça là, en la chimie des flancs, nous avons aussi adressé problème, ça nous avons créé un zipline. Ça c'est là nous avons servi un câble, un corde, avec un poulie en les gorge là, en falaise là. Puisque actuellement, moun pense à voiture passer avec chai. À nous avons servi un câble pour transporter, manger, pour transporter ciment, tout bitin nous besoin en délice et boutique. Nous l'ayons présentement, mais nous besoin quelque chose qui est meilleur. Nous avons fait des plateformes et nous avons mis ligne là, la moun ça transporter équipement et commodité yo.
En autre nouvelle, le ministre de l'Agriculture a fait estimation que l'industrie la surveillance avec 9 millions de dollars de dommages si l'on compte Erika. Parole celle-là sorti au directeur agriculture Erika Bruman. M. Bruman fait parole que livestock seulement a coûté 1 million de dollars. D'autres bagailles qui affectent c'est 14 millions de dollars d'Aoué, 2 millions de maisons habitants, parmi d'autres matériaux, et puis 66 millions de bagailles infrastructure, ça c'est bagailles comme pont et chemin. Directeur Bruman fait parole que l'estimation ça là c'est préliminaire et puis ça peut changer quand même dommages bien significants. Et des magoués a dans l'occasion de taper plus blanche que les autres habitants tout affectés. M. Bruman dit même si c'est challenge ça il faut faire toute bagaille possible pour vivre et mettre secteur là du bout. Finalement, le gouvernement Dominica a une discussion et puis mon guest house en Wozo pour faciliter mon petit savant qui est caché en Dominica Grammar School. Parole celle-là sortie en même parlement honorable Dr. Kenneth Darrow.
Nous avons parlé avec les trois owners d'un hôtel avec Bitin Wozo parce que comme on dit, nous savons que Grammar School at one point Grammar School qui n'est pas ouvert pour l'école des enfants. Mais nous assurons que nous ne pouvons pas cultiver parce que nous avons pièces de place. Si c'est place, la nous c'est mettre dans place qui est plus confortable pour faire la vie plus meilleure. Sur ça, nous avons parlé avec tout le monde, là nous tapons tout le bagage finalize. Ok, nous avons dit, nous sommes dans les 3 jours encore, nous sommes en position pour dire, c'est mon nous avons mis dans là, parce que nous avons regardé pour place là qui actuellement qui peut-être ça pour presque tout le monde qui est en grammar school actuellement. Oui. Ok, c'est une discussion avec ces mettre place là. Comme on demande 3 jours comme nous sommes que nous appelé parole fort pour parler comme ça.
Messieurs et mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non moins c'est McPherson St. Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, your tip of the day. There are several ways to get rid of water after a flood. If you don't have power or are worried about loose wires, the old-fashioned manual way will work. Use old towels, buckets, and mops to soak up as much water as possible. As long as sewers in your neighborhood aren't backed up, you can pour the water down the drain or otherwise pour it onto your lawn or other permeable surfaces. A wet/dry vacuum can be used. Note to be very careful to plug it into outlets far away from water. Don't use an extension cord as the connection could also short out and give you a nasty shock. Remember, water and electricity don't mix. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on a past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Kerdisha St. Louis. Thanks for watching.